Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Shamira Brown, and I attend John W. Hallahan Catholic High School. Thanks to Deirdre L. Bailey Scholarship, for giving me the scholarship and attend the Catholic high school that I go to. It is my honor and my pleasure to present this Bayeux Champion of Choice Award to State Senator Anthony Hardy Williams. Senator Williams presents the 8th Senatorial District, the state's most populous and most diverse district. Senator Williams is a nationally recognized expert on educational issues. His relationship in this area began with the support of the state's 1997 charter school legislation, which allowed for the creation and operation of charter schools in Pennsylvania. His support for choice has been bold and politically unpopular, at times were democratic. Notwithstanding the unpopularity with some of his Democratic colleagues, Senator Williams continues to push for educational choice. Most recently, he has proposed legislation which will establish an opportunity scholarship program for low-income children and offering a tuition-free choice of schools. Consistent with the beliefs of Bayeux, Senator Williams believes in expanding educational opportunities for children rather than condemning them to substandard, underperforming schools. For this, I am proud to present to Senator Anthony Hardy Williams the Bayeux Champion of Choice Award. Please welcome State Senator Anthony Williams.
So much older.
Thank you.
I had a pretty packed schedule tonight, and I wasn't sure I was going to make it. And they told me Howard is in town, so when your father calls you got to sort of show up. I want to thank Bayeux, and I want to tell you it's kind of awkward because when your family honors you, that means you really have arrived. And many of you I've known in a variety of capacities during the course of our development, prior to the fact that we actually had a Bayeux. We were just a group of people who were demanding a better education for our children. We didn't necessarily know what it meant. Dwight introduced me to this guy, Howard Fuller from Milwaukee, and at the time when they said Milwaukee, I'm like, Milwaukee. Little did I know that he would embody the power, the vision, the drive, and the passion for a nation of pent-up frustration from people of color, in particular African Americans specifically, who said and demanded that you no longer would trap our dreams in substandard conditions, but not only would you not trap our dreams, but we would be liberated by the possibilities of choice. That meant that anything was possible, and choice is the fulfillment of that. And for those reasons, I thank Howard for allowing me to do some. To Keisha and Darlene, many of us think that Bayeux is full of this large staff of well-heeled people. They don't realize that the force of Bayeux is really represented by the spirit and drive and dedication of these two individuals that on a daily basis that are underpaid but overperform in extraordinary ways. And I want to thank them publicly for their service to all of us. To my colleagues that I serve with, to Dwight Evans, who began this journey with me 12, 15 years ago, when the teachers union would literally take our faces, make a bullseye, X out our faces, and shoot darts at them on a daily basis, and attack us, as they did, frankly, battle with us on a daily basis. Well, the bullseyes have been removed, but the struggle continues. The techniques are, frankly, a little bit more sophisticated. And I want to tell you, it means the world to me that Dominic and Jeff are here. Because I want you to understand, when we signed up for this, people literally called us sellouts. They would tell us that we have had our minds sucked in and our values curtailed and our democratic perspective retrenched. I'm not quite sure what the Democratic perspective is anymore, to be very candid with you. A lot of give me, I'm not sure what I can do for you, but we'll get there someday. I'm well past that. I'm at the stage in my life where I want to speak the truth as I see it. And if I offend some, I apologize. But for those who I empower, I'm grateful that I liberate them. Jeff and Dominic didn't have to do what they did. They embraced a bill that specifically talks about children in our demographic, not their demographic, not the Republican and frankly white demographic, but African American children trapped in failing schools, and they happen to be our children. And I'm grateful that they allowed me to partner with them. I learned a lot about them as men. I learned a lot about them as legislators. And they guided me every step of the way. And I want you to be very clear. In the Senate, it is 30 Republicans and 20 Democrats. They didn't have to do it. But they signed up with me early in that process, got my bill out of the committee, signed up with Jeff. And, and I want to tell you, Jeff and I served in the House of Representatives together, and I used to think he was the craziest guy in the world. Like, this guy, man, there's the devil and there's Jeff. He is like a right-wing nut. I actually got to meet him, interact with him, discover his passion for the same community. He walked in Harrisburg the same way he walked outside of his district, and he didn't change his position on anything he talks about. He frankly speaks about this country in ways that all of us speak about. Veterans, our parents, the values, our families. There's a lot of common ground that we cover in our efforts. And I want to tell you the reason why, and I'm grateful Dominic talked about vouchers tonight. Well, I'm very proud of the work I did with charter schools. Dwight knows of a story or two. There was a legislator when we were actually passing the bill who actually came up to Dwight and me on the floor and said, man, I'm proud of you guys. I'd like to be there with you, but I can't. But there's a charter school that's going to open up in my district the moment the bill passes. Don't forget to look out for me. So as this legislator was walking away from me, and I was going to pick up the chair and hit him in the back of his head, it's Dwight who kept me out of jail. When we did EITC, people were quite proud of that moment, and frankly, people described it as the backdoor voucher because it was the compromise with the teachers union at the time. All of us thought that a lot of things happened, and it's $75 million we spent on EITC last year, and I'm proud of that, but I wanted to tell you, there's a lot of work to be done, because of the $75 million, $50 million goes towards a scholarship, of the $25 million goes to EIOs. Of the $50 million, guess what percentage of African Americans got? 5%. Exactly. So a lot of people think, and will say to you that, my problem with vouchers is A, B, and C. I'll support EITC. The truth is, you can support EITC till the cows come home. Our children are still not getting that fair share. And guess what? Two of the biggest demographics that got it are not African American. One group in particular fought it before it became into existence, and one of the greatest recipients in terms of ethnic groups in the entire state of Pennsylvania. It's about knowing how this thing works that will empower us. It's about not compromising till we get it. It's about understanding and valuing the children before we value everyone else. And so for me, this award doesn't just simply mean that Tony Williams is a great person, because let me tell you, I'd be nothing if it hadn't been for the vision of Bayo, Howard, Darlene, Keisha, the work that you all do in extraordinary ways every day, and the parents who fight for their children. And so for that reason, I accept this award tonight. God bless you.